Good morning. This is a gospel topic of church, about having more than one church and other topics. So just listen and pay attention and see what you can learn and see what you can figure out yourself from what you hear from me. So basically, I go to two churches. Soul Fighters for Jesus, Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And basically, my home church is Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but the church I belong to is Soul Fighters for Jesus. So that was the first church I belonged to, and the church I went to second was Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's nothing wrong with going to two churches. Some people go to two churches. Anything more than two churches is watered down. Anything more than two churches is watered down. So with that being said, I'm gonna move on to the next thing. I've been to church with girls for the last 5 years, and the thing about it, we have history. So there's maybe about 7 girls that have history with me from church. So if you know them, you maybe have brought me up to them or them up to me, because some of us are known. And the thing about it, when I went to church, those girls didn't come to my church. I went to their church. But if they ever want to come to my church, we can come to my church. And I believe my church will accept them too, because I've been a member of that church for 5 or 6 years. And the thing about it, some of those girls, they belong to that church all their life. Some of these girls, you might not know it, but they're Christian women. So that's one thing about it. And the thing about it, second thing, if I get married to one of those girls, I might have to go to their church. So that's the second thing about it. Third thing about it, if you don't hear those women mention my history with them, do not sweat it, because I think I read somewhere, if those women don't want to claim my history together, they don't have to. But the thing about it, we have history. So that means they're a part of my life and I'm a part of their life, because we have history. And it matters now, because I'm not a 20-something-year-old person or 18-year-old or a youth or a young man. I'm an adult. I'm a young adult. So that's why it matters. I need someone to be with, just like maybe they need somebody to be with. I'm a young adult, so that's why it matters. All right, moving on from there. To be with somebody, it takes something in between two people, between a man and a woman. It takes something to be with each other. Man and woman cannot be together without something, like a place to stay, money, a car. Somebody has to have something. All right, that's enough right there. Third thing is basically I've spoken on churches, I've spoken on history, I've spoken on women, I've spoken on being together, I've spoken on going to people's churches, if you have history with them, or if you're gonna marry them. I've spoken on, I think that's just about the gist of it. It might be one more thing, so give me about 30 seconds to wander and try and have that thought come back to me, which probably I won't have any success, because this took me not even a minute to put together. So just give me about 30 seconds. I'll see if I can remember what else I was going to say along this subject of church. I'm going to say this just because I should, and this might be current, it might not be. I don't know. I don't follow this type of thing. I have little or no interest in it. If you have kids, I have interest in kids, but this subject I have little or no interest in. If you have kids, don't worry about it, because if you go to church, your kids will find somebody to be around. If you're worried about your children having fun at church, your children should be known that, hey, this is my child, this child is good, or this child is bad, or this child is this and that. Let it be known, and then they'll help you with your child at church. Your child might still find friends, your child still might have fun, your child might still be participating, still might be amongst the other ones. As long as you know, let everybody know that your child is this or that, then it'll still be all right.